going on, guys? GZTV back with another video, and in this video we're going to be discussing the 7th episode of season 3 of Dexter. We have Easy as Pie. Yeah, let's just get into it. The opening scene is another daydream. You know, we've been getting a lot of the daydreams. We're gonna be skimming through kind of like this summary. Shout out to the Dexter fandom wiki. Dexter wakes up next to Rita and tells her that he had a dream where he was exposed, and she's not really sure what he means by that. Maybe it means he was like naked or something. That's like what she interprets. Camellia Fig is being moved to hospice, and Dexter helps to roll her hospital bed into the new room. Obviously, when you're moved to hospice, you're pretty much on your deathbed. Yeah, that's pretty much what it means. At the station, Dexter lets Deborah know that Camilla doesn't have much time left and suggests that she visits her. Yeah. Deborah says it's like a reminder of her mom, though, and she's not really wanting to go. It's not because she doesn't care about Camilla. She was a big part of the department. She was the records person. She held all the records safe. It's just, yeah, she doesn't feel comfortable with it. Meanwhile, Ramon Prado has been arrested for false imprisonment and assault on Felipe Cepeda. I mean, that happened in the next episode, but it's kind of like a continuation of that storyline. Dean to blow up. I mean, Miguel, and obviously Miguel doesn't react very fondly to this news. He kind of gets like a nervous, throws kind of like a fit. Dean to blow off some steam. Miguel tells Dexter to meet him at the golf course after work. You know, they've been golfing together. They're pretty decent friends. We've kind of seen them at the golf course a couple of times. Dexter considers which of his colleagues to invite to his wedding. So, like, he needs some plus ones for the wedding. He's trying to figure out who should come, who shouldn't. I mean, it's not like Dexter has a shit ton of friends. Like, it's not going to be a huge guest list, at least on his side of things. Angel gives an update that CI Anton Briggs is going to be used as bait for the Skinner, but the detectives are not allowed to tell Anton just yet, which is kind of fucked up, because, I mean, I guess if they tell him, he's gonna, like, panic or whatever. They're kind of, like, setting him up. I don't really like that. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way when I saw this. The mother of Wendell Owens calls the station, and Deborah and Quinn head to her house to speak with her, and they get there, and she is very upset. She's very emotional about the whole ordeal. They got her son killed, pretty much. They set him up. It's Ramon Prado. Like, I feel like Ramon Prado is the Skinner. Now, that's kind of like my prediction up to this point. I mean, I don't have any better leads for it, honestly. Yeah. Angel, Masuka, and Dexter at Lisa Morton's crime scene. More and more crimes are happening, and it's still like a dead case. Like, they're still not finding any leads or anything. While driving golf balls, Miguel vents his frustration to Dexter about defense attorneys and how, like, corrupt they are, and, like, the type of people that they kind of support. I'm sorry I'm, like, bouncing from storyline to storyline. I don't usually want these review episodes to be more than, like, 15 minutes long, and that's probably what it would be if I read this whole thing. Dexter takes a new key lime pie to Camilla, who is upset because her doctors informed her that she has another month to live. So she's going to be living another month in misery. You got to kind of feel for her. And all she wants is to have a perfect key lime pie before she goes out, and her life would be fulfilled. And now it seems Dexter has a month to do that, and this is another attempt of him doing so. Yeah. Anton is angry when Deborah warns him that the cops are using him as bait to find Freebo. Like, understandably so, and this is why they wait so long to tell him. And Deborah's just being honest because between these two, I'm pretty sure they're kind of building like a romantic relationship almost. Dexter spends some time researching Ellen Wolf's background, but finds no reason to kill her. Again, it has to be justified. There has to be a reason for Dexter to want to kill somebody. And it seems that all Ellen Wolf is doing is her job. There's no, like, tampering. There was no, like, corrupt actions on her part involved in any of her cases. So he realizes Miguel's wrong. Like, and he's gonna have to tell him no for the first time because Ellen Wolf is. You can't really call her a bad person for doing her job. Rita complains to Sylvia that Dexter isn't helping with the wedding and hasn't even provided a head count, hasn't even given her a guest list. Yeah, the women's so impatient. At least he's marrying you, and at least you have a stable relationship for once. Barbara Gianna disappoints Angel when she tells him that she only wants friendship. So yeah, Angel gets fucking friend zoned by Gianna, by Detective Gianna. Oof. I don't know. It's gonna turn into something later on, though, don't worry. Maria invites Ellen to her office and admits that she's too close to the Prados, so she'd like to hear Ellen's point of view. She's too close to the Prados for Ellen to just, like, turn on them like this. Like, she's not just gonna let this slide automatically. Which, obviously, she doesn't have enough power. Well, she's a lieutenant. I don't know. While she's in his office, Deborah asks Dexter if he's ever compromised an investigation for personal reasons, and he lies, saying never. Yeah, anytime you're under the laser beam, you've compromised an investigation. That's what he does every time. So Dexter is invited to join Miguel, Ellen, Maria in the conference room as they negotiate the terms of Chung's murder. Dexter obviously being the blood works guy, big part of the homicide case like this. And they want him to give some input on it. As he's leaving work, Angel spots Barbara and asks her to be his +1 at Dexter's wedding because he's invited to go. And it's going to look bad if he doesn't have a guest with him. And they kiss, and Angel's very confused about the whole thing. The next time that Dexter visits Camilla with another unsatisfactory pie, she apologizes for asking him to violate his conscience by taking her life. Because that's what happened in the first confrontation in the episode. She wanted him to just kill her, which is terrible, honestly. Like, I don't even know. What would you even do and try to make it slick? He finds a way later on, but, like, if you're, like, an average person and you don't have access to stuff like that, like, what would you even use? I don't know. Yuki Amato shows up at Deborah's desk to inform her that Quinn's case is dead because of her. Yeah, Amato's been a very annoying character that's just been, like, looming around the whole season. While Dexter and Rita are at Miguel's house, they observe him lose his temper when Sylvia drops a plate glass, and it shatters, so Miguel seems to kind of be losing his cool, losing it all, and they're not sure what to think of it. Back at her house, Rita mentions the conflict between Miguel and Sylvia and says that Sylvia suspects Miguel of having an affair, and Dexter assures her that is not the case, knowing more about Miguel than possibly even his own wife. Dexter doesn't mind that he and Miguel are no longer friends, believing that he's better off on his own, so they pretty much end the friendship for now. He, like, kind of lashes out at Dexter when he was at his house. Yeah. Dexter points out to Masuka that he looks like Albert Chung. That was kind of like a funny moment in the show. It was like a racist, funny little joke, I guess. After pulling an all-nighter at the station, Deborah has discovered a major break in the Skinner case. She finds a lead, finally. She finds something that will help them here. The tree trimmers. It could be one of the tree trimmers. Maria proposes a plan to Ellen about how to bring in Chung. So this is probably going to be the first corrupt action that Ellen Wolf does in her career. But she's going to do it. For the first time, Dexter brings Rita to visit Camilla. So Camilla and Rita meet for the first time. Yeah. Anton calls Deborah and she arrives at his apartment and yeah, they're kind of like talking to each other and they start kissing and a lot of romance in this show right now. Following the capture of Chung, Miguel and Dexter meet in a cafe. They look at the news, they see what's happened, they're like, wow, can you believe it? Maybe Ellen Wolf is not a bad person after all. And this is where they kind of reconcile and start to become friends again. Dexter changes his mind about helping Camilla. And yeah, he decides he wants to help kill her. And well, Dexter asked Miguel to be his best man. That was kind of a big deal. But yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna help kill her because I kill people anyway. Obviously, this is unjustifiable, But she asked, if someone asked you to kill them, it's not like they're in hospice. It's not like you're a shitty person for like putting someone down. Like if there's like a sick dog, it's not like the vet or whatever that puts them down is like a bad person. I don't know. That's gonna do it for the episode. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. We have to talk about The Last of Us up next. Then I have to go to class. I have to go to class here in like 18 minutes. So I'm gonna try to make The Last of Us episode pretty snappy. I mean, I have a scooter. I can just get over there in like 2 seconds, but still, kind of want to get there as soon as possible. So, yeah. Stay tuned for The Last of Us if you guys are a fan of that show. And then we will have the NBA recap tonight. There's honestly some pretty good games. GZTV live on Twitch as well, all lowercase. We might be streaming some 2K grinding. That's kind of what I do. Talk to you guys